Well, hi everyone. We're back again. Keith Meldrum and myself, Pete Moore from Keith from Canada and myself,
Mhm.
Pete Moore from the UK. Uh, good morning to you, Keith.
Yes, and good afternoon to you, Pete. It's been a
Yeah,
while since we've had a chance to
yeah,
catch
yeah.
up.
Yeah,
So
so a little bit of a break, so we're back again, thank God.
yeah.
And
Mhm.
anyway, listen. In a minute, Keith's going to talk about mitochondria. A lot of people may not know heard of that or know
Mhm.
about it. So, and Keith's, I know something's coming up well, Keith's going to talk about it in a minute. I know, I think mitochondria month or week is coming
Yeah,
in September.
you betcha.
Um,
Mhm.
but before we get on to that, can we just want to do a couple of adverts, Keith, if we
Mhm. Yeah.
we do them at the end, but we thought it'd be a bit. Hey, let's shift it around a bit, eh?
Yeah.
It's be a bit
Yeah.
dangerous here, dude.
That's right. Keep
Yeah.
it fresh. So mhm.
So on the 21st of this for November
Mhm.
is we're doing an online conference for people living with cancer pain,
Mhm.
and we've got loads of interesting speakers for that. Got three, as usual, three healthcare professionals who support patients with cancer pain, etc.
Mhm.
We've also got three people who live with cancer, cancer pain, etc. And our regular one, which we do for people living with long-term pain, is on the 20th of February. If you're living in North America, it's the
Right.
19th of
19th. Yep.
February. But if you're living in from the UK and Australia, New Zealand, etc.,
Yeah.
it'll be on the 20th. So I'll put those links in with this video. So
Mhm.
that's the adverts out of the way. So
Well, they're important. We
they
wanted
are
to that
important.
we
Yeah, they
get
are.
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. And,
Mhm.
don't forget to share them as well. Share the links because
Yes,
that is part of supportive self-management. That we get the information out there.
absolutely. Yeah.
So Keith,
Yeah.
when I first met you back in 2018, you
Mhm.
back in Boston and in the US,
Mhm.
2018 at the Eyes Congress, you lived with neuropathic pain. Then all of a
Yes.
sudden, you told me you got something called mitochondria,
Yes, mitochondrial disease. Yes, sir. Yeah,
mitochondria, which I'd never heard of before.
neither had I.
Um, but there's in September there's is it a mitochondria month or week?
So normally it's a week, and internationally, the like the third week in September is Mitochondrial Disease Awareness Week. But in Canada, the national organization that represents people like myself and does research, they've decided to like dedicate the whole month of September. So this is
Okay.
new in Canada, so it's going to be Mitochondrial Disease Awareness Month starting in September in Canada.
Okay. So for us, or I mean, we've had lots of chats about it. You told me how you manage it, deal with it,
Yeah,
etc. But for the person that doesn't know what it is, can you just sort of briefly say what is it, and what is
yeah.
it like to live with it?
Yeah, no, I appreciate the opportunity, Pete. So, like you said, I didn't know what it was until I was diagnosed with it, which took a couple of years to get the diagnosis. But mitochondrial disease is a rare inherited genetic disease, and it involves right down at the smallest parts of our body at the cellular level, mitochondrial DNA, in my case, deletion. So, um, that's like way down in the smallest parts of our cells. Our mitochondrial DNA are these little tiny organelles, and they have DNA, and it's very important because they help run our body. And in my case, some of that DNA, just through a malfunction of the body, and it's been passed down, is missing. And what that means for most people is it well, it causes various health issues. And mitochondria, what they like to call it the powerhouse of the cells, one of its primary jobs is to convert food and oxygen that we take in to energy to power our bodies. And in my case, I have a deficiency in that. So that means my body does not properly produce energy, and that causes a lot of muscle, like progressive muscle weakness. So as years go by, my body gets weaker, and that's muscle skeletal, like arms and leg muscles, but it's also things like my eyes, my ability to swallow, how my gastrointestinal tract work, and a number of things. So it's a rare disease. It's progressive, and unfortunately, at this point, there's no cures, and there's really no medications either. The only medications are for symptoms, and the best way to manage it, if you can, is to move your body, to just try and keep yourself as healthy and as strong as you can for as long as you can.
So that is that when you say move, so are we talking about meaningful movement and looking at what you eat, etc.? Does that include all that sort of stuff, like staying away from processed foods and
Yeah, yeah, your diet is very important. I mean, at the best of times, we want to be careful with that. When you have sort of this defective bodies, you want to be mindful of what you put into it. You want to fuel your body the best way you can, and meaningful movement, and even a little more targeted. We talk a lot about the importance of meaningful movement and how it's important just to move your body. With mitochondrial disease, we really do need to target it a little more into that what we call sort of traditional exercise, because to keep your body as healthy as you can for as long as you can, you need to focus in on strength training and aerobic exercise, because those things right down to the cellular level do have a positive impact.
mm,
They can't, in my case, again, at mitochondrial DNA deletion, it can't replace what's been lost, but it can keep what I have as healthy as possible for as long as possible. So strength training and aerobic exercise are really the things that I
right?
focus on.
Does it vary from person to person, Keith? Is it but like when we talk about meaningful movement, um, as you say, it can be various things, but
Mhm.
do some people find meaningful movement difficult or is
Yes, and mitochondrial disease isn't one. It's sort of this broad term, and underneath it are a number of different sort of specific types of syndromes. And for some people, like I'm very fortunate, I was diagnosed later in life, and I still, even though I have challenges moving, I am still able to walk. Eventually, I will be in a wheelchair. But some people, when they're diagnosed, the type of disease they have, they'll be diagnosed in infancy, and it can be terrible. Like we see young infants that don't even live, a year, or their life expectancy is
right?
shortened, or as adolescents and teenagers, their movement is reduced when they're teenagers. So it's kind of all over the map, depending on the type of disease you have. So in my case, I'm very fortunate that I still have the ability to move, and I do that as much as I can. But for those that movement is limited, they have to find whatever they can do. And in some cases, like we've got kids who are in wheelchairs when they're infants, and so their
Yeah,
ability to move
yeah.
obviously is gone. Yeah.
You know, when you say probably when you say you're like one of the lucky ones, are you? I always say I'm one of the lucky ones as well, where the pain management or pain self-management skills that I learned from my pain management program, would you say that with the, I know you've not been to a pain management program,
Mhm.
you've learned over the years pain
Yes. Yep.
self-management skills. So have you found those pain self-management skills you did had with your neuropathic pain, have they been transferable for yourself with mitochondria disease?
I love that question, Pete, because unequivocally, yes. When I was diagnosed and they said, like, again, there's no cure and the medications are only for symptom management, which I have to take some meds for that. But they said, you have to basically help yourself. And I was like, kind of got it, because all of the things that I've been doing for a number of years to help manage my pain are completely applicable to this disease. And as you and I have talked about a lot,
Yeah,
supported self-management for pain, which has been our focus for years, and then, you had this brilliant idea to sort of shift that focus and say it's supported self-management for long-term health conditions.
yeah,
So much of it is applicable to long-term health conditions. So I was fortunate when they said these are the things that you need to do. I was like, I already do that. I can modify them a little bit
yeah,
specifically for this, but I didn't have to start from zero. I was already doing it. And so again, I consider myself very fortunate that I was able to just say, well, I just need to keep doing what I'm doing. refocus a little more. But the fact is, all of those skills that I had learned over the years, 100% transferable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's we'll wind it up there. But
Mhm.
what would be your take home message for someone who's perhaps just been newly diagnosed with mitochondria disease, or who may be struggling today?
Yeah, no, yeah, thanks for that. And it's tough because I know, when I was diagnosed, I just, like I said, I didn't even know what the disease was. So the first thing I needed to do was to educate myself. So um I think that's important, is to understand what this disease is and make sure that the education you get is from all the reputable sources. Like in Canada, we have Mito Canada. There's organizations in the UK and other parts of the world that have dedicated organizations that support people. So get your education from them. Don't just pull it off the internet, because you'll get all sorts of stuff that'll scare
Yeah,
you. But understand what it is. And then don't give up hope. Like, don't think that your life is just completely done for. It's a matter of saying, okay, this is what I have now, and now I understand what it is, and this is what I can do to help myself. Because you're gonna have to help yourself. There supports from your doctors, absolutely part of this, but a big part of it is supporting yourself. So
yeah,
don't give up hope. It's daunting. It can be a little bit scary. But take it one day at a time, do what you can. And I know I have found, with focusing in on my movement and my exercise, I I mean, I actually feel pretty good, despite the fact that I'm losing strength and things are harder for me to do. Generally, physically and emotionally, I still feel pretty good because I'm doing something to help myself, and that's really important.
yeah. Well, Keith, thanks very much for that. There's some really good pointers there, and find getting the right support, as I say, is important.
Yeah,
And when you're diagnosed with a long-term condition, especially a life-limiting one, it's important to get the right backup support, etc.,
yeah.
from others who are self-managing, etc. So
And sorry, thank you for saying that, because one of the things that I forgot to mention, one of I think the greatest things that people can do is that peer support, connect with others. Pete, I really think that peer support is some of the greatest things that we
yeah,
can do. When you talk to people who understand,
yeah,
you can support each other. So thank you for mentioning that. Yeah.
yeah. Well, are there any peer support groups over there in Canada you can tap into?
Yep, through Mito Canada, they actually have a peer support program. And because I believe so strongly in the work that Mito Canada does, I am not only what they call a Mito ambassador, because I like to help raise awareness and all those kind of things. I am also trained as one of their peer support people. So people who are really struggling can reach out to Mito Canada, and they will be connected with a peer support person somewhere in Canada, so you can have these conversations.
Excellent. Well done, mate.
Thank you. Hmm.
And we talk frequently about long term conditions.
Hmm.
I think the first time we've spoken to dedicated a podcast to mitochondria disease,
Hmm.
and I tell you, I'm in awe of you sometimes, dude, where you you do this running on the old walk, or I call it the hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
much distance you're doing, all that. I mean, holy crap, mate. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy just walking like, but I'm another couple of years older than you, but that shouldn't matter. But I'm always in awe of you, actually, how much distance you do on a walking machine or running machine,
Yeah.
So you do inspire me. There's no doubt about that. So thank you for
Well, I appreciate that. Like I said, I can't run outside anymore. My legs don't support that, but I can run on that hamster wheel.
that.
And as I say, I'd like to be done running. When I start running, I'm like, why am I doing this? There's no bear chasing me. What's wrong with me? But I then settle into the process, and I kind of enjoy the run. It gives me time to think about things. But I got to tell you, Pete, I really like when I'm done. That's when it feels the
Uh,
best. So.
I know. I have to I know, like, for myself, I have to stretch and exercise in the mornings, and then
Mhm.
in Monday through Friday go down to gyms.
Yeah.
I'm not really keen on doing it. not really, but I know I have to do it because it keeps me upright and all the time I'm self-managing. I have a better quality of life from managing my pain and long-term conditions, etc. So
Yeah. These are the, if we want to look at it from a medical standpoint, that sort of movement, that exercise, meaningful movement, where that's the prescription we're given. So it's really on
yeah,
us to then fill that prescription and do
yeah,
what we can. And yeah, some days are harder than others, and some days you're like, no, I got to take a day off. Like listen to your body. But when that's all that you can do, I think it's important for us to fill our
yeah,
prescription.
yeah. Self-management, guys, it's like brushing your teeth, really. Like, you do that twice a day. And
Hmm.
so what is self-management? Well, you brush your teeth
Yeah,
each day.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
become a habit, and so does
yeah,
self-management. But when I always say to people, do self-management, do things that you enjoy doing. Like,
yeah, yeah.
the more if you enjoy doing it. I'll tell you before I go. I saw something the other day about jogging. It's like
Hmm.
walking, jogging, or something.
Yep, yeah, interval running. Yep,
Yeah, it was just like.
yeah,
Uh, 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 uh,
yep,
So, do you know what? I think I could do that.
yep,
So, little things like that. That's what I like. People they say about social media and stuff like that. But I guess it's who you follow and what
yeah,
platforms you use. But to me, they're great educators as well. Like learning about
yeah,
things.
yeah. That's how I first started running. I never jumped right in. I did interval runs. I would walk for 3 minutes and run for one.
Yeah.
And now I run 15 kilometers in
I
one
mean,
go.
there's
But
a
that took time.
special name for it. Something jogging. I can't remember.
There's different names for it. Yeah, they call it
Uh,
a walk run, or yeah, there's a number of different things. But
yeah.
and you got another good point before we go.
There you go.
When it comes to self-management and doing things, especially when it's in the meaningful movement, don't you don't have to jump in all the way. You start with a little bit. Do what you can,
Yeah.
and as you do a little bit, then you can do a little bit more, and you can do a little bit more. But don't we sometimes we get caught up in like I have to go from doing nothing to everything.
Uh,
And that just sets ourselves up for failure. So do a little bit. And when they have that success, celebrate that success, and then just do a little bit more.
you see them in the gym every January, we do, Keith.
Yes.
They turn up in January with their white trainers and
Yeah.
white sneakers, whatever you call them over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we all look at each other and say, and you see them on the rowing machine, like they're rowing as if they're rowing across the Atlantic, like,
Yeah.
thinking, if
Yeah.
we're doing it, they're going to get sore muscles, get thinking, they
Yeah.
then start thinking exercise equals pain and discomfort. You never see them
Yeah.
again, like. But
Yeah. Because you don't want to hurt yourself.
yeah.
It might be you want to lean into it a little bit, but yeah, exactly. Do what you can, and then when you can do that, just do a little bit more. So yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Take care, everyone. Look after yourself and have a groovy week. We'll see you very, very soon. Got any questions
Yeah,
for us, by the way? Don't hesitate. Just drop us a line, myself or Keith. Okay. Take
you
care.
bet. All right. Thanks, everyone. Good
Bye.
to talk to you, Pete. Yeah.
You too, babe.